WHPR, Highland Park.
Detroit Radio.
All right. This is 88.1 WHPR. This is the Rerun Detroit Boxing Show. I got my co-host, Miss Ashley Lauren.
What's up? What's up?
And I'm the host, Mr. Laidback Corey. Man, we got two special guests in today, man. I call them Rough and Ready. These two guys, they special to me, man. They don't mind speaking their mind in and outside the ring. The first one I'm going to introduce is a special guy. He's the CEO of World Best Boxing. And we're going to also talk about some good things with him. And the one that's on my left on the screen, he was ranked top 20. He still is ranked top 20, if not top 10, at the USA Boxing Best Coaches. Remember, Best Coaches, USA Boxing Nationals. Can't knock that. My first man, my main coach, Jay, what's up, man?
What up, man?
And I got my main man I've been on since Adam and Eve. KK and Kahlil, receive. What's up, man?
What up, though?
What's going on? What's going on with you guys, man?
What's good with you?
For the people that's listening in, man, the call-in number is 313-868-0331. Again, the number is 313-868-0331. Starting with you, Coach Jay.
What's good in the hood?
What does it take, man, to be a great coach? Because you got a good coach and you got a great coach. What does it take to be a great coach?
A lot of sacrifice. Mm-hmm. You got to dedicate yourself to this thing.
Mm-hmm. What's the most sacrifice thing you ever did as far as a coach?
Shit. Travel across the country with my fighter. Mm-hmm. Go to nationals. Mm-hmm. Wipe his ass. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's all a part of the game. Mm-hmm. More dedicating my life, put it this way, I don't have no social life. Mm-hmm. I got girls that I talk to, but I ain't got no woman because I can't keep a woman because my fight is over my woman. You know what I mean? I got to take care of them.
Right.
And they don't, females will be like, oh, coach, you great. We love what you do with the kids and we love what you do with the guys. But the minute a couple of months go by, you ain't giving me enough time.
Right.
So, it's kind of it's a thin line you got to walk. You got to have the right type of woman to be able to do both. And I really don't give a fuck.
Right.
You know what I mean? Not take them or leave them.
Exactly. So, Kate, man, I got to ask you this question because you've been the Nationals several times. What is the hardest thing, man, about, getting the kid mentally focused and ready for the Nationals for the first time?
It's not mental. It's a program and a system that I developed. So by me developing a program and a system, it's easy to have them mentally prepared because I'm always running them through the dog chain. So once it's time for the Nationals, we ready. We just working on little stuff or situational coaching or situational positioning because we waiting on what's coming. We know what's coming. We've been around. I've been doing this for the last 8 years consistently, so we know what we in for. We know we got to play the matador and the bull. Sometimes we got to play the bull. So by all that's already being prearranged or pre-prepared, I'm ready for whatever, and I keep them ready for whatever.
That's right. So, how can I say this? How many days during the week that you spend? Because I know you got your son that's a heck of a national champion. So, dealing with all the kids, how do you balance that out, during the week? Because, you got your family, how do you balance that out?
Ain't no balance. It's really you sacrifice your whole time and your life and your body and your money for these children. You know what I mean? You got to have a strong woman, which is my wife, to even deal with what we go through.
Yes, sir.
I go 6 days a week. I go in the morning, I coach with Jay on the pro side, and I go with the amateurs in the afternoon. So that's a lot of time. So I don't get no social life. So all I do is eat, sleep, shit, boxing, literally. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So the sacrifice it's a beautiful thing to me because this is something I love. And I dedicated my time to this. I dedicated my life to this. So that's why I had a winning percentage like I do, because I don't believe in leaving nothing unscathed or leave a plate unate. You know what I mean? So I'm constantly developing something to build and keep growing on.
Nice.
That's what's up. So, Coach J, by you being down here, Detroit for a long time. Man.
12 years.
Right, for a long time.
12 years.
Right, that's a long time. Tell us what's the difference, man? Because I know you deal with a lot of pros at times more. Because you deal with the amateurs too, but it seems like you deal with a lot of pros.
Well, me and Kay are the perfect combination.
Yes, you are.
You know what I mean? He know how to do that amateur thing very well, and I know how to do that pro thing very well. One graduates into the other. It just so happens that I have a few guys that graduated ahead of his class.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? The Marlon, Day, so on and so forth. What's his name? Woe, Dwayne Taylor, and him coming to me going to him, it made a big gel. You know what I mean? We used to have Ferris Dixon, but he fell, to the side.
Right.
No, yeah. Hopefully he'll do good though.
Can you explain to us what happened? Because we got the little story from Marlon, but I want to hear from yours.
It was just that the kid got out of pocket. That's all. He got out of pocket, disrespected my partner. You disrespect him, you disrespect me. You don't divide us. I mean, and that's it. So he went about his way. We decided to move on, and anything I can do for the kid, man, I will. But as far as being part of the team, it's like a cancer. That's just spread. Other people want to do the same thing you doing. I tell Marlon, I tell any one of them, the minute they get disrespectful, I check them and kick them the fuck out the gym.
Yeah.
Excuse my French.
Oh, no, that's fine. You good. But I'm talking about the situation with the Geef Muhammad fight.
Oh, yeah.
What happened after that fight? Because it was back and forth a little bit, but not so much of Marlon. It was just the people that in between that they had nothing to do with it, like they always do.
He didn't know how to take an ass whooping.
Right.
Basically.
Okay.
The quarters that got an ass whooped, that's all. Okay. See, what happened was, I'm not an instigator, but you poke the bear and you're going to get the bad side of me. We went to the weigh-in, we were all nice, everything was cool. Coach, there's levels to this shit. So what you say? What you mean by that? There's levels to this. You're not on this level. Oh, really? So I just turned to my motherfucking student and said, beat his motherfucking ass. Give him no breaks. You know what I mean? Because before that, it was just a fight. You know what I mean? Now you got personal. You telling us that we don't belong in the same stage with you. So as we showed, in 40 seconds, which was record time, we belong on that stage, and he didn't. I mean, it's all good. I mean, I'm cool with the kid still, you know what I mean? I wish him the best, but you got to watch what you say. Don't poke the bear, especially not before a fight.
And he already evil and agitated.
Yeah.
So you got to watch
They're
what
cutting
you
weight, ain't getting no pussy, and you going to agitate him too? You going to poke him? Oh, man.
That is true, man.
I bet he got his jacket off. He slid across the ring and killed that dude.
Man.
Now you can't. You got to realize that weight cut, that diet, and dealing with Coach J and myself through a camp. It's a lot of stuff he had to take. So I have to take all of that.
And I cook for him. Last 2 weeks of camp, I cook all the meals. I make them my damn self. They ain't gonna like what I'm cooking because it goes from carbs to a little bit of carbs to no carbs to air sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? You're basically eating a bunch of kale and spinach and carrots and all that stuff that you don't want, and a piece of chicken or fish.
Yeah, one thing for sure that I like about you and Marlon when y'all together, y'all don't talk much. Y'all don't really say nothing.
Nothing to talk about.
Yeah, y'all don't really talk as much, unless somebody do something or, but y'all go directly at them, and that's what I like.
Right.
And that's how stuff comes out.
Listen, let me tell you something. This ain't my city, son. I respect. You know what I mean? I'm not in New York. I'm in Detroit, so I respect. You know what I mean? I'm humble. But don't poke the bear, man. Don't fuck with me, man. Let me do my thing. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I give anything to this city that I can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm opening up a learning center. I want to announce that too. Right next to the gym. I'm opening a learning center for the kids.
You was doing that like a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we just in the process of buying the building. And we're going to open the learning center so when the kids come in, they go do their homework first. Go see the tutor, and then they train. Because we were having a little bit of a problem that they were working out with me, going home, going to sleep. The next day, there ain't no homework. So we're going to rearrange that.
Right. Because, see, they just don't know. I say you're a jack of all trades, but you're a master. You don't do cuts, whoop ass, coach, and you got a dog over there who will bite you, too. So,
oh, yeah. My baby, Queen.
That's a hell of a gym. Mm-hmm. And then you got Mr. K over there. You got Mr. K over there, too. Mm-hmm. Man, oh, man. That's a hell of a duo
that's
right
my
there.
Other dog.
But you know what? Y'all act just alike. Y'all do act just alike. Especially him. He really, oh, man. I'm like, man, leave him alone. You know, but he don't bother nobody.
We ain't on nothing, man.
No, you're not. You're not. And that's what I like about y'all. You know what I'm saying? But
I stay even, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't act out or I don't respond until a person get disrespectful. So if a person keep it what I call funky a G, I keep it funky a G. If you want to get off to some garbage or that bullshit, I like getting into that bullshit. So
yeah,
I still think I can fight.
Sometimes we miss it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So
all you chumps out there that think you still got it, yeah, I miss it. Glove up.
Period.
Yeah, we gonna leave
that. Yeah. I'm just saying, I put that out there.
Yeah. Man, I want to talk about one fighter that a lot of people. Every time I watch him fight, besides Marlon, this guy, he's really it, man. And I can't wait till he get like really out there. And that's Dwayne, the Street Fighter Taylor.
Oh yeah, Dwayne Taylor.
Like he just phenomenal, man. Like I never, you know what I'm saying. I'm glad that he's fighting. Is he fighting September Day?
Yes, he's supposed to be on the card.
Good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, nice. Cause I definitely love watching when he come out. He bring a hell of a crowd. And he comes.
Southwest.
Yep. And he comes to fight. He comes to fight, so they can't say
every time.
Yes, and I enjoy watching his fights, and they don't last long, but they're not supposed to. You can get a guy out of it.
Right.
So, but hey, y'all, this is 88.1 WHPR. We run Detroit Boxing. When we get back, we're gonna discuss more with my main man, Coach J and Coach KK. Man, stay tuned, man.
Surfer. Whoa, top down, MIA, hit G5. In the A, Magic City or V Live. H-Town, we in Onyx with the Beehive. Make it bounce, get into it, make it rewind. Maybe you a pro, but I'm bouncing real low. Make it rain, make it flood, ballerina on the pole. Got 99 problems when we make the money flow. And we keep it 100 with the bouncers at the door. I let them play it like this. AP, right wrist, yeah, it's time to get rich. Charge it back, do tricks. Now I never double back to the past. I'll pass. Hit her once and then laugh. Detroit diamond like that. Get into it. Make it move, hit your groove, shake it down, bring it up, vibe it out. I watch the pros do it, step aside, get into it,
never best, and I promise I'm telling the truth. I think I was made for you, and you were made for me. Just stay down with a real one. I love to have you on my team. Yeah, and a love like this, baby, I can guarantee. The mother, you're all I need. Yeah, you know that I'm the realest that you made. Spin it bad when I just get it. I do it better than your last, better than your next. I drip it down in the mirror, just cause you're my boo. I know your homegirls hate, cause I chose you. I ain't even gotta say that. I'm with you. Who can love you like me? Nobody. Who can fuck you like me? Nobody. I bust you up cause you deserve it. You're far from average, girl, you're perfect. I hit it right, perfect, you curse. Give me the work, cause girl, you're worth me. I was made for you, and you were made for me. Just stay down with a real one. I gotta have you on my team. Yeah, I know like this. Baby, I can guarantee. Yeah, the mother, you're all I need. Yeah, the things that you make. Spin it bad when I just get it. I do it better than your last, better than your next. I drip it down in the mirror, just cause you're my boo. I know your homegirls hate, cause I choose you. I ain't even gotta say I'm the realest that you made. Spin it bad when I just get it. I do it better than your last, better than your next.
All right, this is the Rerun Detroit Boxing Show, 88.1 FM, man. Make sure y'all call in 313-868-0331. We got the crew in the house, man, so make sure y'all call in. But I want to ask y'all this question. Big fight this weekend. Who y'all got?
I like Crawford.
My guy.
Bud, knockout, 8th round.
Spence, this way. I got Earl.
You solo today, Corey. You ain't got no backup in
I'm
here.
always solo. Everybody that been in here just said Crawford. Crawford is a damn good great fighter. I like Crawford too, but I've always been an Earl fan. So
Yeah.
I don't want to switch over now.
That's understandable. You know, that's a 50-50 fight.
Right.
This is what I want to share with everybody.
Go ahead.
We do this with Detroit, right? Mm-hmm. The work you got to put in as an amateur coach is a real sacrifice. So everything you think you want to do, you're not going to be able to do. Mm-hmm. So when you think you want to go to sleep, you can't go to sleep because you got to mentor that kid sometime. When you think you want a girlfriend, you think you want a woman, sometimes you're going to be tired and you're going to go to sleep, and they're not want to be bothered with that. And the work that I put in over the last 10 years and the winning percentage I have now has come from a lot of work and sacrifice and learning the amateur program. And learning the amateur program, learning the different fighting styles, learning the different systems come with work, traveling.
Learning the judges.
And learning the judges. learning how to
appease them.
Persevere the obstacles that's going to be put before you. Like a lot of guys think these local smokers, as far as these local shows in Detroit, hold some credence. They don't hold no weight. When you start traveling this national circuit, that's when you learn what you know and what you don't know. You learn the different speeds. You learn the different styles. You learn the different coaching tactics. If you don't learn none of that, you're going to be a local smoker or a champ in your city and look like trash when you hit this national circuit.
Right, and that's why I said, man, before you make any statements or any accusation, you gotta do your homework and you gotta been there, experience it before you start throwing out all these acolytes. That's why I tell people, man, you got
acolytes. What the hell is that?
That means all type of bull crap.
Accolades.
Whatever.
Okay.
You know what I mean. Don't tell me I'm
Just checking.
Child of God, right?
Acolytes.
I'm telling you, will not embarrass me on this stage. You will not embarrass me. We just got a commercial. Dang.
Hey, Corey. Like your guest from last week said a lot of things that when you in a sea with a lot of sharks or ocean with sharks, you got to be careful how you tread. Don't let no blood come out your backside. Don't let no blood come out your mouth, because them sharks will attack. So me saying this to say this here. Know what you're doing, know what you're saying, and watch how you offend individuals, because every man going to judge and have his own understanding and perspective of the situation that was addressed aggressively on your show. You know what I mean? So I'm going to address it from an amateur standpoint. It's a lot of work that has to be done. The front end, the back end, the middle end. Then you got the pro side. There's only a few coaches here that know the pro side. So the guys that do know the pro side, respect that. Don't say names. Just don't say what you know or what you think you know. It's more to it than what you blow out your poppers, partner.
You have a point. You have a brief point. So that's why I told people, like, just, you know, you just gotta it's all about Detroit. We just gotta stick together, man. And it ain't the kids. Sometimes it can be some of these coaches making ignorant statements. Like,
but guess what? The kids is the ones who bring the coaches together, because all my kids that I deal with all the kids or have a relationship with the rest of the kids in the boxing community. It's some of the coaches, it's some of the mamas, it's some of the daddies. That's the ones that's the problem builders, or the problem. They create the problems when it don't have to be no problem.
And that goes from one thing. That's what I said. One thing I love about your gym is you tell the parents they got to go.
Oh yeah.
You drop your kids off, you got to go. I didn't see you do that. Like, hey, y'all got to go. Y'all can't be in here. And that's why I was saying about phones. Like, people recording sparring. Now, grown folks, it's okay. But like I said, when you record kids sparring, it's a problem. Because now you can go home and then see the
But
kids.
you gotta set that. You gotta set that rule, right?
That's what I'm saying. See,
so if the rule not set, guess what? Everybody is into this social media stuff. Everybody is into sound bites. Everybody is into having praise for something that's really nothing. Because right now on the amateur level, this is all learning experiences and development. So as you learn, you develop. As you develop, you grow. As you grow, you become somewhat of a champion. Get ready for the next stage. The next stage is the money. Right now on the amateur side, it's just developing and learning. Like Coach J always say to me all the time, my lungs long, or I'm long-winded because I'm always teaching. Or I'm always into it to where it is, I don't like where your feet at, I don't like how low your hands are, I don't like this, or that's good, but what if we got to do this here, add this to it, take away from that. There's a lot of teaching that goes into this amateur program of development. So if you don't apply that or know how to make it applicable, because every child has a different stage of development once they get off into this boxing scene.
Mm-hmm. That is true, man. Like I said, I think I always said, like I said, the amateurs is more important than the pros to me. I love the amateurs because the one thing about the amateurs, if you lose, you can get some get back. Either it's at a tournament or I see you somewhere. But in the pros, once you lose, everybody look at you like that's it, and that's not fair.
But I can agree and disagree with you, right? Because a lot of coaches, a lot of gyms, a lot of children or boxers here in the whole city of Michigan don't even get to experience the national stage,
that's right,
or travel. You know what I mean? So we didn't got away from the developmental aspect of it. All we doing is going on the social media and doing mid work. That's cosmetics to me. That don't mean nothing when you get in front of a guy that can fight.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So the mid work is for the punch placement. So if you don't know that, it look good to the naked eye. It look good to a person that don't know boxing. So if you don't know boxing or you trying to learn boxing, learn it. Shut up.
Right, and like I said, like you said earlier, it takes sacrifice. You got to go on to take
sacrifice.
You got to take sacrifice. I done heard guys say, "Oh, I wouldn't quit my job for these fighters." It's not about that quitting your job, but if a fighter is if they're worth money, if they're worth a lot of money, you're gonna take that sacrifice. Like, man, I'm gonna go with her. I built this person. If a training camp come up or something like that, you're gonna take time off away from the 9 to 5. You know, like. I heard coaches say I want to quit mine. You don't gotta quit if you're there for so long. This fight about to make millions of dollars and they serious. I'm putting my time into them. because they showing me he's serious. They working out, and then if a fighter's serious, you ain't gotta tell them to do nothing. They get in the gym and do what they supposed to do. And come on, that's the beauty of training, man. You want at a certain point, you don't even tell a kid to go do something now, because she already know what to do when he come to the gym.
It's still got to be growth and development every day.
Yeah, it has to be. It's called mentorship.
Right.
These coaches, these newfangled coaches that are coming out, are never mentored by nobody. See, I was mentored by Coach Ali Bey. I went to nationals with him about 4 or 5 times. I learned a plethora of stuff from this man, and half of it was to even have to do with boxing. Sitting in the room, kicking it back and forth. You know what I mean? Telling me about life.
I like that.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just, you have to be able to give these kids more than just boxing. You know what I mean? You got to teach them what it is to live life. You know what I mean? How to bump your head. How if you get hurt to keep going. You know what I mean? Push through it. You know what I'm saying? Believe in themselves. Just little lessons going through life. These kids are, like them kids that came on last week talking about their coaches and they training people and they this and they that. And, man, come on, player. That's disrespectful, man. We all got a dime or more in this game.
Well, like Coach Key said, now you got to stand on that. Whatever
Right.
you said, now you have
You got
to
to show it. You got to bring it out.
You got to stand on that.
You got to bring it out.
You said
and I got to show September 10th in the back of World's Best. Bring your fighters. Send me a list. 313-854-9889. I'll match them up for you.
Bet it up.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's true.
If you are what you are, then bring your fighters and let's see what they got.
Yeah. Well, guess what, fellas? Y'all ain't gonna believe this. I'm actually making my pro debut.
Hell
September.
no.
Hey, don't you judge me.
Again?
Yeah, well, they got kicked out the first time.
Okay.
This time I'm not go back. I'm actually making my pro debut.
In Motor City.
Yes, Motor City. It's gonna be in the parking lot.
Oh, shit.
Okay, all right.
I knew it was a catch. I wanted
Before
to
getting
hear.
in there.
I wanted to hear.
It's gonna be in the parking lot. Hey, when y'all get out there, make sure y'all stop by there. I will be fighting somebody on Grand River. I don't know who they are. They don't know me either.
You
But
gonna sell hot dogs and popcorn on the side?
Yeah. No, hot and ready pizza.
Okay, hot and ready. Yeah, hot and ready.
Double
Yeah.
salt, double cheese. But I'm just glad that this year the pros are starting to get a little bit more.
Active.
And like Shine, like the zone came here twice.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. And then they, like I said, it's a good start for this city, man. I think the city don't get enough exposure as it should. And when they did that, that was a plus, man.
Well, you only got one promoter in town, Carlos. He the only game in town. He can only go but so much. He do a show every 4 months. Man, that's great.
Yeah,
That's great, man.
He's the most consistent.
Yeah, he's the most consistent.
I mean, but
He keep boxing alive in Detroit.
yeah, and I appreciate that, man. Like you said,
Yeah, people don't even understand where he come from. He come from Emmanuel, man. Emmanuel taught that boy. You know what I'm saying? He showed me pictures of him and Emmanuel. He was kids. You know what I'm saying? And he bring a lot to Detroit, man. They got to appreciate him.
yeah,
I do. I definitely do.
Because ain't no point. The same people.
You have to have a platform after you fight amateur.
Yeah, the same
know what I
people
mean?
who be talking garbage about him be asking them, "Oh, man, put me in the car."
Yeah.
You can't do that, man. Like you can't do that. But it was good to
And shout out to Clip Promotions.
yeah, man. Shout out and like I said, make sure y'all tune September the 8th, man.
It's gonna be a great show.
It's gonna be fireworks down there. You got Marlon Savage Harrington, you got Dwayne the Street Fighter Taylor, you got Vernon Webb. You got a lot of guys from here that's ready to put on, man. And it's gonna be great, man. But like I said, what y'all think about that show at Little Caesars Arena? Besides the Marlon fight, what you think about the whole card overall?
It was good. It was a good call. It was a good show. Yeah, it was definitely a good show. Clarissa did her thing, like she was supposed to.
Even though the girl was last placement, but that wasn't her.
But still, girl was a fighter. Porn star also, but she was a fighter. Y'all found out? Y'all heard about that? Y'all didn't know about that? No. You didn't know about that? I'll be having a 411.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
So she got a flick.
No.
She got a whole series.
Oh man.
Dang. Oh, wow, boy. Coach Jay, you ain't in one of them, right?
No, not at all.
You know what, Corey? This what I think and I really believe, right? Dealing with the boxing scene from the amateur to the pros, right? That our boxing community need to be more close-knit.
Yeah.
Our boxing community need to be more acceptable and accessible to development and growth.
Yes.
And I say that because I'm going to use L.J. Harrison, Tony Harrison, Mama Harrison on the amateur aspect. We've been going back and forth, and I've been like trying to share whatever I learned these last 10 years on this amateur circuit. And it's becoming, we've been networking now, and I love the way our network, our friendship, our family, you know what I mean, how we done came together like a family. I'm just hoping that we can develop and open up a better line with other gyms and stop having all this jealousy, all this backbiting, all this, you don't know nothing, you need to learn this. Whatever it is, let's share it. Let's develop and grow together.
But you know what, though? That's true, too, but it ain't really, if you really think about it, it ain't really a lot of gyms around here that's active.
It's a lot of gyms.
It's a lot of
It's a
gyms
whole
active.
lot of gyms.
But guess what? You don't know about them because everybody want to surprise somebody.
Well, I mean, active. Okay, let me clarify. Let me identify as active. Like, a lot of, you don't see a lot of gyms at the Nationals. You don't see a lot of Detroit gyms at the Nationals.
Well, not necessarily the Nationals, but on the amateur level overall, these club shows, I mean, there are a lot of gyms. Those kids just aren't properly prepared to get to the national level. So that's why we ain't seeing them there.
Ashley learning, she on the job learning as far as a ref and official that a club show and a national show,
Two completely different
totally
things.
different styles,
Club show to me-
totally different paces.
Club show to
The
me,
judging everything.
club-
Everything
Such
is
a
different.
club show
it's
to me is
such a
like for
different level.
beginners. That's like for people that's novice. That's just club shows for beginners. That just coming out.
But club
That's-
shows are good too because it allows the fighter to develop a following. Because you know the
Yeah.
way the social media is now and all the social things that they are into now, it allows them to develop a brand. So if they have the right brand, when they do go on a live stage or whatever, they'll have something to be able to develop and grow with.
Yes. I mean, there's positives to the club shows. You just gotta know it's definitely different. Like, oh dang, say she Pornhub, not even OnlyFans. Well, anybody who might have liked Clarissa opponent, she's on Pornhub, y'all. But yeah, but you know, no, working on national qualifiers downtown, I learned like a completely different side. Like, to
You learn international as well as national.
Oh, and I loved it. I mean, hanging with everybody from around the country. Then we had Ireland there. We had Germany there. I mean, it was beautiful.
And then you got to realize some judges put you on an international stage and try to ruffle your feathers.
Yeah.
From a mental aspect, because you know, on the international level, it's a lot of different stuff that they craft and get away with. And then there's a lot of stuff we do over here that they look at like they don't like the New York style. They don't like the Michigan style. They don't like the Philly style.
Ashley, do they get caddy?
Of course.
Really?
Human is human, right?
Really?
You don't get catty.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
And
sure.
I don't watch them get off into some full-fledged. We going in the back. You was with me. Remember they boxed it out, shook hands, and it was that.
Yeah, I remember that.
Officials? No. I mean, I'm not saying no. I'm just saying this. Wow.
No, they
They
blew
throwing
each other.
hands.
They blew each other shit out. They shook hands at the end.
Yeah.
So they don't like the New Jacks.
I mean,
Basically. I'm just saying.
I ain't
That's
gonna say
basically
that.
what it
It's
is.
just, you know,
They
people
have
are
it.
partial. People get partial, and every now and then.
So I did, when your fighter was up here, he had a belt. It said the WBF belt.
No.
So the belt, I said the belt stand for We Bang Females Champion. So that's why I always call. I said, hey, brother, what's going on, man? Where the belt at? He showed me the belt. I said, oh, okay, I know what that stands for. But overall, I'm glad that he's getting a chance to fight again. And this is first time fighting in the casino. That's great.
Yeah, it's the first time.
And I also,
He was supposed to fight before, but it fell through.
Yeah.
you know how that goes.
That's been a couple times.
But you
right?
know what?
times.
No one can say he is one of the first fighters to fight at Little Caesars Arena for the first time. He's one of the first fighters from here to fight in that arena.
Yeah.
Somebody can't take that away from him.
No.
And that's the beauty part.
Man, he's the first fighter to knock a motherfucker out of
Yeah, I was
us.
gonna say, with that performance, did that.
Man, I went upstairs to
Did
grab
that.
me something to drink. I came back down and it was over.
It was over.
I said, dang.
You know, that was my nephew that walked us out.
Oh, yeah? The one,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, it was kicking them bars. Sonny Chulo.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my dude. He out of New York, out of Harlem.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's from New York, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So that's where you're originally from.
Yes, ma'am.
What part?
Harlem, Spanish Harlem.
Okay.
You see how he talk?
Yeah.
yeah.
Now you should hear him talk that shit.
Oh, yeah. He one day, let me tell you about him, man, one day. So one day I came and I spoke to him. I said, hey, how you doing? So he's like, what up? So time go by, I spoke to him again. I didn't realize there was so much going on in the gym. So he looked at me like, what's up, dog? I mean, what? You pressed for conversation?
Oh, yeah.
Wasn't that your nickname for a long time? Press for conversation?
So I'm like, I looked at him, I'm like, you know what? I ain't going to even say
Yeah, he
that.
named the whole radio show after it.
Yes, so did. The Press for Conversation podcast, man. I still do my thing, man.
That's what he did
Your nephew?
in 1 week. And listen to the words. It fits the whole scenario. He did an awful song.
That's what it's off of Rocky.
Here it comes.
Nothing too much.
First off, middle fingers to my critics. All the gossip in the room and stay the fuck about my business. I remember all the times niggas said that I was finished. They swore I wouldn't do it till I turned around and did it. Bitch, I'm with it. A lot of niggas talented, I'm gifted. The chances that I took, I wanted bad, I had to risk it. It's funny how your life had changed.
Talking about Marlon.
Couldn't be more perfect.
Block and jump back up on your dick, now let's get it. They know what it is when I come round. A savage in the field when I touch down. Fuck a fight, I ain't gonna last one round. Body blows, uppercuts, all you hear is gun sounds. Rock 'em, they set the crown for the taking. I get some history up in the making. Boy, I grew up as a Christian. He told me I was faking. On the block, I was a Muslim. I ain't fuck with the bacon.
What's up, D? Appreciate you.
I up and I shoot. No hesitation. Dress game stupid. No education. I got no patience. The more money, the more hate. A headshot to his penthouse. Leave his attic in the basement. These niggas all talk. A bunch of noise making. Run up in your shit. No gun. That boy blazing. Your body chopped up. Your big bro botched. He used to be a cowboy. Nigga, that's Troy Aikman. See, I am not average. I am him. I am him. Civilized.
That is so wrong. You used to be a cowboy, now you Troy Aikman.
So I can really win. And I put that on my mama. I'ma never lose again. See, I am not average. I am him. Civilized, but my savage is within. See, first I had to lose, so I could really win. And I put that on my mama. I'ma never lose again.
Yeah, that's nice. They put it together in a week just for
In a
Marlon.
week. Did you hear the part about knocking the crown off his head?
Uh-huh.
Tell me deja vu. He didn't call that
Man.
shit.
And you know, Marlon did take that personally.
Yeah.
Came up here that everybody when he lost, it's a lot of people, and it's sad that people from your own city that smile
Turn
in
their
your
back.
face.
Yeah.
And that was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I told he called me. He was like, man, because he called me to set up the interview. And I was like, man, I said, you know what, then that comes with tear, but that lets you know who with you, who ain't.
Right.
So you don't want them around no way.
Exactly. Exposed a lot of people.
Yeah, man. Then don't ask for no work. I ain't give you no sparring. None of that. Because I'm like, hey, you wasn't with me when I was shooting in the gym. And then when y'all left when everything was up. And he already don't deal with a lot of people anyway.
And shout out to my man Tony Harrison, LJ Harrison. Always supported us.
Always showing love.
He was
man.
world champion. Let me tell you something. He was world champion. Just got his belt. I asked him for some sparring from Marlon before I turned Marlon pro. I wanted to test him. That man dropped everything he was doing. 12 o'clock in the afternoon, he was in the gym. Gave us 4 rounds.
Yeah.
That's unheard of, bro. Dude's world champion. What the hell? You know what I mean? Why he fucking with us? Because he real.
Yeah,
100% real.
Yeah, I mean, that's all what matters, man. Like,
Exactly.
It's like I said, it's all funny games, and that's why I
Till
said.
somebody get punched in the mouth.
Well, after they get punched in the mouth, it'll be all funny games too, still.
Yeah, them my homies from the hood. We always call each other fake 7 Mile dudes. I love them boys, man. Tony and LJ, them my dudes.
Raised
Them
right
my
by
guys.
their daddy, man.
Yeah,
I
them
mean,
some good.
Hey, man, they
them
dad- I
some
told him,
good
they dad,
guys.
That
They
was my
dad,
dude, man.
he was straight. You can't get nothing negative out of him.
Nah, hell no.
And you never seen his blood pressure. How he was always
No, I
even
seen.
and
No, I seen.
mellow.
The only time he got mad when he did get mad at Ali Hakeem. Now I did see him blow up on that.
He'll get anybody,
No,
man.
he did. Yeah, he did. I seen him that day, and I told Ali, "Come on, man, you was a little wrong for that."
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying?
That man
But-
was smooth. He was them guys right there. Coach
Yeah.
Ali was an even guy. He was a
Don't
good
talk
mentor.
bad about nobody, man.
No,
That
he was a good guy.
You know who remind me of him?
Peaceful.
You know who remind me of him
Peaceful.
that's still around today? Is alive? Wally, man. Wally.
Yeah, no Wally, yeah.
Wally don't talk bad about nobody.
That
This
shit's
is
still
starting.
alive.
Well, I mean,
Like, he's
he's
supposed to be
unfortunately. Mr. Ali, unfortunately, he's gone. Like, unfortunately.
Right. No, but you said still alive. Like,
Yeah.
Wally's supposed to be gone.
No.
Wally a good dude.
No,
Wally a good dude. I like Wally.
Yeah, man.
It's a lot of coaches around here that's good. It's a
Yeah,
lot
man.
of coaches that paved the way that allowed me to be who I am
But
today.
see, right, but this one thing to have a personality to go with it, man. Like,
Right.
he always straightforward. I ain't ever heard him speak bad on nobody. The only person I heard him speak bad on, he always joke with is Rodell. It's Rodell, his
Rodell
man, man.
Booker.
That's Rodell, man. But like I said, man, it's just. I'm so glad y'all came up here today, man, because I had to have y'all.
Thank you
on.
for inviting us, bro. We appreciate it, man.
Yeah.
Do you have any questions for us that you really deep down inside want to ask that you don't want to ask today, or you trying to be politically
Yeah, you
correct?
can
Because
ask
you got
it.
you
We
got to
gonna answer
ask,
it.
because we will answer you.
I'm gonna ask you this.
Who you gonna ask?
I'm gonna ask both of you guys this. Is it fair that a fighter say that a coach, only way a coach can coach them is they fought before?
Good question.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say yeah.
And
You
I-
have to have stepped in that square circle. You have to.
By
you have to have
stepping in the
experience.
circle, do you mean that they actually were actively boxing, or just been in the environment?
Well-
maybe been
No,
in the
you have to have been in there
ring,
with somebody trying to take your head off.
Okay.
Well, you know, I don't know, because the reason why I say that is because I brought up last week. I brought up Virgil Hunter, which is Andre Ward.
He's a rare. Him and Gus is a rarity,
rarity.
right?
Those
Right.
are rarities.
Those are rare.
That's
You
why
got to
I'm-
realize we in a society now that only believe in what you can do, have done, or able to do. So if you haven't been in there to get smacked around or smack somebody around, knock the wind out, make a little person, a little poop pack breathe funny because you gave him a good gut shot or you took a good gut shot. These youngsters don't want to hear that.
Yeah,
They
you
don't
gotta,
even
you gotta be on
want to.
both sides.
You gotta be able to
Yeah,
did a little something.
exactly. So I was just telling them, it's all about what a person learns.
I mean, you have greats like Angelo Dundee, Dan
Yeah.
Goosen.
Yeah, I
I mean,
said
I
that
can
last
name
week,
a
I told
whole
them that.
bunch of dudes
Yeah.
that never been in the ring before. Emmanuel was like barely a Golden Glover.
Yeah.
And I think he lost in the gloves.
And
Actually,
you
I
got
think he
some,
only had like 15 or something like
yeah,
that.
he
Amateur
lost in the
fights.
Golden
Yeah.
Gloves.
and
yeah.
you got some fighters. You got some fighters that's not good as coaches. You're
Yeah,
not.
this is true.
I mean, everybody.
Sometimes it
not-
don't translate.
Yeah.
Sometimes it don't translate.
Everybody
I
don't
don't say
build.
no names. Sometimes.
I'm
it
gonna
don't.
say,
but you know what I'm-
Don't-
know what
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna-
say a name. I'm gonna say a name.
No, let me touch
Yes,
this here,
I
Corey.
am.
Let me touch this here, Corey. Like a lot of us lost our opportunities with this
Right.
boxing because we came up in the era where we had to provide for our families.
Right.
You know what I
So
mean? Where
that's-
we
that
had to
took you
be.
was the street,
But
yeah.
what
We had
kills
to-
me is a coach that tries to live vicariously through
Through
a
the
fighter.
kid. Yeah.
Let the fighter be a fighter. Don't try to live through him.
Yeah.
Let them do what they do.
Don't try to live vicariously through a fighter. Let them be their own fighter.
Exactly.
You teach them basics. You teach them what not to do, and let them develop into their own fighter. If not, you're gonna have a bunch of clones that do the same shit.
Right.
It don't make sense.
I know.
And I pat myself on the back for this shit. Every kid I coach to train, all of them got their own style. They
Yeah,
all
they
got
do.
their own
Yeah, they
personality.
do.
They all got what I pull out of all of them though. I always go off into the dog fighting aspect of it. You either gonna scratch, you gonna stay in that box, or you gonna jump out that box. So I developed that. I'm real persistent with that. So if you're not a real dog, don't come to my square.
All right. Well, I'm gonna ask you this question because I'm not. Overall, what happened between you and Ferris? Like, what happened?
We grew apart.
Okay. And explain that. What you mean by growing apart? Is it
Grown man business is grown man business. What you do as a kid, the emotions, the whatever is dealt with on a juvenile level. Once you became a pro and you still have the same emotional outburst, it creates a separation. Because the patience on my end is not the same and the patience on his end is not the same. So we grew apart.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I still love him. That's still my nephew.
Oh yeah, he said that.
I still love
that.
him, but we it's just like it's a lot of growing that I could say that need to be developed on his behalf as well as mine, because it's a lot of stuff that's intolerable at this level.
Speaking of fighters, what's going on with Davion Wilkes?
He back in the gym.
Okay.
Yeah, he back in the gym.
He got something coming up as well, or y'all?
I mean, we gotta get him in shape first.
You quiet. You usually be.
I'm soaking this
We
all
gotta get
in.
him in
This
shape.
is
We gotta
great.
get him in
You
shape.
usually have some questions.
Once
don't
we
you?
get him in shape, we'll put him
Get
together.
to run your mouth.
Listen. I'm soaking this all in. This is a very good conversation. Great people. I'm soaking in a lot of stuff. You know, it's always good to learn
And I can share this with you, Corey, right? Like, what me and Coach J is developing and trying to develop is something that should be a prototype or a model of what Detroit boxing should be trying to do. From the
A la super bad.
there we go. From
A la
developing
super bad.
the youngsters, from halfway decent amateurs to elite amateurs to pros. We need to install that and embrace that, pull a circle of coaches together and just do that. Because anything else, we gonna be looking like a bunch of clowns wherever we go. You know what I mean? I done been you know how you got the little thing on your phone, they tell you how many cities or where you
Yeah.
been, right? My son is 15 years old. I can say Ferris Dixon was a part of this here. We done been to like 466 cities in over 10 years. Can any other coach or any other fighter say that?
Well,
That's a lot of sacrifice. That's a lot of time.
Well, I'm not a fighter.
That's a lot of money.
I'm not a fighter or a coach, but in my dream, I've been everywhere. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
I'm saying on the
literally,
reality, on literally.
Literally.
This is what I've done.
Yeah, y'all
I
have been. Y'all
I
have
done
been
went
everywhere.
from
y'all, especially man.
New York. We done been New York. We done been to Philadelphia. I done been to Maryland. I done been to West Virginia with these boys, all the way down to Florida,
we heard-
all the way
we
across
heard-
to Texas.
We heard about your story in Philly. We ain't gonna get on that. We heard about.
I ain't did nothing. I ain't did
But
nothing.
hey, I wanna.
I'm a good coach unless you bring that.
Right. I do want to. Go ahead, Kate. What you say?
Unless you bring it out, you gonna get it.
Right.
Ferris said, "Who was the fighter that made you change the way you coach?"
That's a good question. It's not no fighter. It wasn't no fighter that helped me change the style. I can say this here about Ferris Dixon and myself. We developed a style and the coaching camaraderie together that helped develop inner strength within both of us.
That was a great question. Shout out to Ferris on that question. But I want to say this, man. For you guys that's not doing this, well, besides watching the fight this weekend, July 30th they have a car show. It's called East versus West Car Show. It's on Concourse Road. M1 Concourse is in Pontiac, Michigan. You don't want to miss it. Start at 1 o'clock. Make sure y'all make it down there. It's an East versus West Car Show. It's hosted by my man KD and the owner of this room, my man RJ Jr. So make sure y'all make it down there.
Damn, will my car be ready?
What you got?
I got a couple of toys.
You always bring a neon.
I got a couple of toys. I got a Marauder.
Bring a neon.
I
And if
got
not that, bring you a bike.
96 Impala SS. I got a Challenger, an old one. I got a couple of toys.
Yeah. Yeah, bring them cars out, man.
What
And make sure they
driveway right now?
make sure they full up with gas.
Good gas.
Y'all pulled up to them like, hey man, you can't afford to
So
go cut your
you was on.
gas
you
tank
came
on
The
E.
Murata was in the driveway.
He
So-
probably don't even know what the
He don't
Murata
even know what the
is.
hell a
That's what
Murata
it
is, yeah.
That's what you don't even see those cars like that no more, so he don't know what a Murata
Quick,
is.
I got a quick question. And I'm gonna ask you, Coach J, because you be straight. Y'all both straightforward, but you straightforward. So I'm gonna ask you, man, what you think about the heavyweight, Jared Anderson from Ohio? You think you got a chance to step?
Great talent, still needs a little bit more development.
Okay. So that Charles Martin fight was this.
Was a good stepping stone
For him, okay.
Very good stepping
So
stone.
who do you see him fight next? Beside after this, do you see him? You think he's ready for?
You got
for
that with Gerald Washington. You got
what about him and Jermaine Franklin?
yeah, that's a good
99
fight. Yeah, that's a good fight. Yeah, that's a good fight.
Why have those two fight right now when there's all these other fights that could be put together? You know what I'm saying?
Because Jermaine has a certain window.
Yeah, and he has a back.
He's got a window.
And
I mean,
he
you gotta go get
got a
it down.
resume too.
Yeah, he got a resume.
And
yeah,
I thought he
do.
beat Dillian White.
Yeah, he did beat.
Yeah,
Joe
so
White.
he got a resume. So
And he's just coming off a good win.
Yeah.
That Mexican kid.
that guy was tough.
Man, he was something else.
Yeah.
I brought him to the gym to train, like to shake off some shit, from the airplane. I looked at him in the ring. I said, God
He
damn.
can move too, man.
Big dude can move.
He light on his feet.
Size 16 shoe. I say, that's
Nice.
a real
A lot of
heavyweight.
punches the man was throwing was missing. Actually,
Yeah. Had a good neck roll.
Yeah.
Pull back.
all I think is his punching volume.
Right.
He turned that punching volume, and he was accurate.
He was. He was
I'm
very
But I'm a Jared Anderson fan. I watched him in the amateurs,
Jared,
so
go.
I'm a Jared Anderson
Listen, let
fan.
me tell you something. I'm gonna tell you my first experience with Jared Anderson. His coach brought him to the gym to spar Rydell Booker.
Mm-hmm.
I looked over. I'm like, he looked small coming in the gym. You know what I mean? So I was like, man, what the hell? I said, Rydell, what kind of fucking sparring you get? He said, no, this kid's like the #1 kid in the nation. Man, he put it on Rydell. I became an instant fan. I went to the coach. I was like, he looked at me. He was like, I got one. I said, shit.
That's my man. Hey.
Man.
I watched him beat that kid that couldn't nobody beat out of New York.
Who? Kanto?
He was from New York.
Sonny Kanto?
It was in Utah in 2018. I forgot the guy's name. He was a big guy from New York. Jared Anderson beat him from
Was it
bell to bell.
It wasn't Cam Austin, was it?
Nah,
Awesome.
I can't remember.
So
many guys that came
We
in
don't
over
have
the
no-
last 10 years.
No, we don't have no.
no heavyweights from here. We don't have no heavyweights.
I mean, we got Jermaine Franklin. He from Saginaw. He Michigan.
Okay, Detroit.
Yeah, so he's still rapping. No, we ain't got nothing in the
313, yeah.
Ain't got nothing in the deep.
Right,
In
you
the
got no
deep.
heavyweights hard. It ain't hard to train too, man. Shoot.
They are.
That boy, you can't get that boy on the road and run.
Right. And that pad work is no joke, man. That heavyweight punch.
Oh, you ain't getting no pad where you gonna get on that bag. You know.
I'm just saying that punch, it
Hey,
you
so
know.
that punching on your hand. Don't y'all hate that, man? Y'all, a guy be looking good on the pad, knocking the grease off your hand. Get in the ring and don't do jack.
Don't do jack.
I mean, hey, shaking all your organs up.
No, yeah, that's what it do. When you see us getting hit with them body pads and all that, them organs be moving around different places.
Man,
They
y'all
ain't no
wild.
just put me to sleep.
Yeah, you still got that one?
Yeah, I still got the one with the
that
numbers.
bed mattress.
Yeah.
That's why I call it the bed mattress.
I remember I put it on an Omar. And who was it? Somebody was beating a brace off him. Somebody, it was a big guy. I think it was Taylor Dorr. Was whooping
Oh,
on
I don't
him.
hear from him. How is he doing? I
He
ain't-
chilling. He living life, man. He's enjoying life.
I don't blame him.
He got a
man.
cute little girlfriend, little Asian girl, and they traveling, and he living life. He doing good.
Yeah, hey, it's just, man, wow.
He did.
He was.
Fairs, I know he did.
Yeah, it's just wild, man. It's some guys that church him that's coming, that's gonna be turning. What's about that little light skinned guy with the tattoos? He ain't tall, but he kind of like brown his height a little bit. He got brown sandy. I don't know his name. I don't want to say his name. I don't know him. So he got
From where?
tattoos though. He world's best. He was over there training
Huh?
a couple of times.
What you talking
Talking
about?
about Haas?
I don't know him. He just
I
like
ain't
he
got
got
no
freckles.
tattoos.
No, I don't remember that.
It's light skinned guy. He got sandy brown hair. He usually wear braids. He come through there. I gotta show you. Once you tell me, I'll see you if
The
I see
only
him.
one I seen like that is who came through today.
You talking about Kevin? LaFleur? Nah, I didn't hear him.
Yeah, that's the only guy I can think of.
He just kind of got out of jail.
You can tell.
Yeah. So, Coach A, man, tell us, besides this great learning center, man, tell us what's next. Tell us about September the 8th.
September 10th. Or September 8th or 10th.
Both of them.
10th, I'm having the amateur show. I'm going to have it out in the back.
Backyard, okay.
Yeah, I got that all manicured and cleaned up. And then September 8th, of course, Marlon's going to showcase his talents. Once again at Motor City. Should be a great show.
Oh, yeah.
And also Dwayne Taylor.
And Dwayne Taylor. Dwayne Street Fighter Taylor.
We got some people coming for their pro debuts too. From not necessarily Detroit, but out of Michigan. We got Savannah and Justin Lacey Pierce.
Savannah's going to make her debut in Motor City?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Really?
September 8th.
Pierce turned pro?
He sure did. Justin Lacey Pierce. He signed about a week and a half ago.
What weight he gonna fight at?
That I am not
You said he
100%.
signed with who? With Bradley?
Okay. I think Samson something. Does that ring a bell?
With Samson?
Does that?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Samson.
I don't
Just
know who it is.
No,
That's-
Samson's a big promoter.
Not talking about Justin Lacey. I never heard of him.
He from
Oh,
Grand
he's
Rapids.
nice. Justin's
Yeah,
nice.
He signed with Samson. He signed with a good promoter.
He
Yeah.
just won. He just won in December last year.
Oh, did he?
He all right. He
Yeah,
nice.
Samson boxing is pretty big.
He pretty nice.
I don't know if he's Colombian or something, but he a big promoter. I've
Yeah,
been
he
to a
pretty-
couple of his shows in Philly.
Nice.
Yeah. So what you got to do, KK? Tell us, man.
Oh, Thomas Lee tomorrow for the USA boxing camp.
Well, congratulations.
Then we got 3 that qualified for the Olympic trials in December. Then we leave August 5th through the 10th for the Junior Golden Gloves, and we getting ready for December. So, just keeping the boys active, keeping all of them active. Team Cartel, and then me and Coach Jay in the morning, World Best. We do what we do.
Then we going to Houston. Shit, the 11th, the next day.
When I get home, I go to Houston the next day.
With Marlon.
So I keep the boys pretty busy.
What's the camp out there or something?
No, we just going to check out we're going to a show, a boxing show out there.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that's
Give them a little exposure.
who's fighting on that? That's is that the one you were just telling me about, Day in Houston? We got some people from here fighting on it.
Do you?
Or not here, like Ohio. Is that Abdul? Is he
No,
fighting on
it's a
that
pro
one?
show.
It's broke.
12.
It's a pro
Oh,
show.
okay, yeah.
Oh no, we don't do that.
Oh.
That's about the Jerry Anderson.
Oh, that's the other Jerry. Okay.
I'm definitely fighting on that card. I'm calling him fighting that card.
You gonna fight on that one.
I just signed with Solito Promotion. I will be calling him. I need to get on that card. I need to get on that card.
That's funny.
Don't y'all deny me. You hear me? But no, straight up, when y'all get, make sure you call me, Mr. K. We gotta get some tickets, man. Cause the tickets you sold me was good seats, man. Hey. I was able to go.
We going to Las Vegas and Texas for some sparring for the boys too.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay, hey,
We going for a week.
before we get off this great radio show, let everybody know where they can find you guys at all the social media accounts and they're all over.
Oh, Juan said he's fighting September 8th too.
Who?
Kiwan.
Oh, Kiwan? Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Kiwan.
Ali grandson.
Ali grandson? At Motor City? That'd be different. He can't go to Motor City. Anyway, Coach J, you can find me on IG at Coach J1. And on Facebook, it's Julio Herrnandez with 2 R's. That's going to separate me from everybody else.
Okay.
Facebook, Kahlil K. Harvey Sr. That's where I'm on right there. Just
That nigga don't do no social
I don't do no
media.
social media. That's where I'm at. And I keep
Lil
it, and I keep
KK.
it all. And that well,
Lil KK a winner.
Lil KK a born winner. That's I monitor that page because of all the perverts out there. But that's
For
where we
sure.
at.
And Ashley, where can they find you at?
Well, you can find me on Instagram at @AshleyLauren_. It's Ashley with 3 Y's.
All right, you can find me. I ain't hard to find. I'm 300-some pounds. I ain't hard to find. I'm not in jail, so I'm out and about. You can find me right here at 88.1.
Corn, be like that
WHBR.
sometimes.
Oh, hush. That was 88.1. I'm a child of God. You will not judge me on this radio show.
I'm not judging you. Corn over here judging us. He said, how we only gonna have the fair-skinned brothers on the show?
Damn.
Here you go. Here you go. Like I said, man, this is FM 88.1 WHPR, the Rerun Detroit Boxing Show. We like to thank Coach J and Coach KK for coming in to share their thoughts on the boxing. Make sure y'all tune in. Like I said, July 29th, Spence versus Crawford. And make sure y'all tune in July 30th, the East versus West Car Show, man. That's going down this weekend, this Sunday. East versus West Car Show. Make sure y'all make it there. Concourse Road in Pontiac. Until then, we love y'all. Peace.
Peace.
Detroit Radio. FM 88.1.